Welcome back, you guys. Today we're opening up my art journal and letting creativity take the lead. So let's get started.
Beneath the stars, beneath the skies, in darkest darkness.
I seriously wake up in the middle of the night sometimes in a little weird panic thinking, what are you doing, Debbie? You don't need to be doing this. Nobody's gonna watch you. Nobody cares. I got a notification from YouTube this morning saying that I'm eligible to become a YouTube partner, and I'm not even sure what that all means, but I did apply, and I wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me. I am so surprised that that happened. I didn't think that would ever really happen, but it did. And now I'm dangerous. I'm gonna blow out some YouTube. And thank you guys so much for following me. I really appreciate you guys. So let's get started on our project. Whenever I see old family Bibles, I always pick them up. I paid 50 cents for this one, and I have a couple more in the back, and I love painting them. This one I got a little irritated with, and not because I had to paint over Jesus, because I don't think Jesus cares about that, but you'll see, this project wasn't fun. Okay, see here? The picture on the front was just a picture that was glued to the front. It wasn't part of the book. I ended up having to rip it all off, and I'm telling you, I was not happy. And it doesn't even matter what color I painted this because I'm going to decoupage over it. I had to sand off the little ridges from the paper, which was okay, no big deal. But I normally will paint my substrate white. I was ticked, so I just left it green. And here I am cutting out a really gorgeous decoupage paper, varnishing over the Bible, and then I'm just going to decoupage this paper right over the top of the green. This paper is called Patina Roses, and it's one of the new Roycycled Treasures papers. And I do have some coming. I sold out so fast of this paper, and so I think it's not on my website right now, but hopefully by the time you're watching this, it will be back up. I definitely am getting more, but it's super pretty. I think all the new ones are like so stunning. So I'm just using Miss Lillian's varnish, and I'm going to decoupage right over the top of the entire book, and I'm just doing the whole thing at once. You just have to push in the ridges around the edges so that the paper sticks, and that's it. It's super easy. I ended up tearing a little piece right here, so I'm touching it up with some light blue. I probably should have used a darker blue, but when it's done, you really can't tell. And then you just want to wait till it dries and then sand around the edges so that you can get the excess paper off, and then you just peel it off like this. I was really trying to figure out how I could make this Bible look less like a photo album, and so I was trying to figure out what I could use to make a cross for the front. So I grabbed the Petit Ornaments, which is a new IOD transfer. It's the gold transfer, and I took these labels and made a cross out of them, and then I took a frame, a big frame that is on this transfer too, and used it for the background of the cross, and I think it turned out really good. When you're laying down these gold transfers, they are so tiny, like the elements to them are just so fragile and small that you want to make sure that you get all of them adhered to your piece. So what I like to do is I'm very careful putting them on so that they don't bend. And I also will look at the back once I'm done, and if there's anything still on the paper, I will lay it back down over the transfer and rub it down again, and it will come off. You just have to be careful because these transfers are more fragile than the other transfers are.
She held in her hand a ribbon of silk, so lightly that it would be caught in a breeze. She whispered words not meant to be heard. She started to shiver.
And if you've been watching me do these transfers, you'll see that I have the stick in one hand and I'm using my fingernail. I don't know why I always do that. I feel like I have more control using my fingernail, but why do I have the stick in my hand? Here, I'm trying to make an effort. I'm trying to make an effort to show you guys how to use it with the stick. Then I probably go straight back to using my fingernail. You want to make sure that you seal over the entire thing to protect the paper and the transfer. And so I'm using Miss Lillian's varnish. I think this is an ultra gloss one. I think it really looks like a Bible now, and I love it. I think it turned out so pretty. Thank you, Royce. What pretty paper. So this is my second project, and I'm actually working in my journal. The other one was a Bible. This one is my journal. You can use these techniques for any kind of book. So I sprayed the page with this stuff called Color Kicks. It's by Posh Chocks. I mixed it with a little bit of water, and then now I'm going to be using the Veranda stamp from IOD. The Veranda stamp set comes with 2 sheets and the masks, and if you've never used the masks before, I'll show you how to use them. They really make it easy to layer your stamps. First of all, you just want to take your stamps and sand them with a little piece of sandpaper. It can be a pretty soft sandpaper. I think this might be like a 220. You only have to do this one time, and that conditions your stamps to be able to hold the paint or ink better. You can rip the stamps off the plastic, or you can cut around the plastic and leave them on. Sometimes I do one, sometimes I do the other. I'm using the China Blue ink right here that comes from IOD. It's a really pretty dark blue, and I'm laying it on the plastic sheet that comes with this stamp just so that I can make sure that it stays in a circle. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it. So I ended up putting it in the middle, and you just want to hold it down with one hand and then press it down with your other hand, just to make sure that you don't move it and end up smearing it.
There's things in life you simply need to know, like sun and rain and trust and letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering before you make it safely to the end, the end.
So these are the masks that come with the stamps, and you just peel them off the backing and then you put it over the top of the stamp that you've stamped down. Now you want to make sure that you layer them backwards. So you're going to put whatever is going to be on the top goes down first, which seems backwards to me, and it took me a minute to figure it out, but it really does work this way. So I'm using the trellis and I'm putting it over the top of the circle, and then you just hold it with one hand, press it down with the other, and you'll see when I pull this completely up how the trellis is actually behind the frame and not in front of the frame. I love these masks because we used to have to make our own before IOD started supplying them for us. So I really like them. I kind of feel like I lost motivation with this piece for some reason, and I wasn't really loving it. So I decided to just play with it, and so I'm using some ink pens. These are watercolor ink pens, and I'm also using some random paints that I have. And I decided rather than make it a trellis, I would turn it into sort of stained glass. And I honestly, to tell you the truth, I wasn't really loving it so much, but I am very determined to make this pretty, so I'm just going to keep working with it and we'll see where it goes.
Before you make it safely to the end, the end, the end.
Right about here at this point, I decided I was not loving this piece at all, and so I grabbed the entomology, etc. IOD transfer and decided to just put butterflies all over the entire thing. And as I'm sitting here editing, noticing that there's no IOD stick anywhere in sight, I'm only using my fingernails, and I think I've just given up on even trying to convince you that I ever use the stick at all. Oh my gosh, so yeah, what is up here? Here I wanted to show you that I forgot an antenna, and all you have to do is lay it back down where the antenna goes, or whatever whatever didn't stick, and rub it down and it will. I'm also adding some florals and a trim from the Fairy Tale Florals. It is one of the IOD transfers also. And it looks to me like I went back from deciding that this was stained glass back to a trellis with flowers. I don't know. You can do whatever you want in your journal. So that's my story. But I grabbed this trim, cut it into 4 little pieces, and I'm going to put it on each corner as a border. And now I'm going to just put a coat of sealer over the top. I'm using Miss Lillian's. This is the glossy varnish. I kind of like the shiny pages for some reason. Once that's dried, I decided I wanted to dirty it up a little bit using some of the DIY Dark and Decrepit, and I do like it better. I don't know if this is done. I might add some more stuff. I kind of like it. What do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think about this page. Is it okay? Should I add more? What would you do? Okay, here's my third and final page that I did in my journal. This is the Roycycled Treasures Paintable Florals Decoupage Paper. Oh my gosh, isn't it pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. This is so fun to paint. So I'm just cutting it out. I'm going to decoupage it on my page, and then I'm just going to paint it with watercolors. Again, I'm using the Miss Lillian's varnish. You probably want to paint your pages first or gesso them first before you decoupage on them, just to make sure that your paper will stick. And then I sprayed it with water to help it adhere to the paper better, and just laid it down.
Within the fire, when I feel hopeless, you're by my side. So I'm calling out for you. I'm calling out for you.
I'm definitely no watercolor expert. I love to play with watercolors, but I don't know what I'm doing. I decided to just do the darker parts of the flowers in darker colors, and then the white parts of the flowers I did in lighter colors like yellow. So you could see I'm doing red, and then I'm going to go back over the light parts of the flowers with the yellow. And I kind of went with that sort of theme throughout this entire project on painting the flowers, and it was so easy. Do not be scared to do this. It is fun and it is easy, and you're gonna have so much, you're just gonna love it.
When I am weak, if I feel forgotten, you remember me. I'm calling out for you.
Once my pages were dry, I just tore around the edges to give it sort of an organic look rather than cutting it with scissors.
When I am empty and all dried up, when I feel lonely and I'm not enough, I'm calling out for you.
I honestly feel like I could have left it just like this and it would have been beautiful. I felt like I wanted to add some more stuff, so I decided to make a background, and this background I just used a brown color and an orange and mixed them together to kind of give it a rust look, and I like it. I liked it white. It's fine either way. I like it both ways.
Overcome, and there's nothing left for me to do but tell the truth. I'm calling.
And you can see that I'm just adding water to the page first and then going back over it with the watercolor, just because I don't want it to look too dark and I wanted it to look more watercolor-ish, and so I guess that's how you do it. Okay, now here's me being extra and adding more stuff. So I wanted to add this dress to the page, and so this is just a piece. I don't even know where I got these. I could have been Hobby Lobby, could have been Amazon. I don't remember. So I just used a wet paintbrush and tore around the edges, tore it down the middle because I'm going to put the dress right in the middle between the two pages. And can we take a moment for these super cute little clips that I made? I used barrettes, hair barrettes, and molds and made these little book clips, and I love them so much. Trying to decide where to put this key. I put Aleene's tacky glue on the back and I figured it out. I'm going to put it right there and it's going to stick. It's not going to come off. And then I took the same orange and brown colors and painted around the outside of the dress just to maybe make it look a little bit more cohesive with the background decoupage papers. In my stash, I also found some of this really pretty washi tape. I think I got it on Etsy. There was a store on Etsy that I was buying washi tape from. And then I just took my IOD pad and went around the edges with the dark blue. I also found a poem. It was called Lover of Flowers. It's on one of the IOD transfers. And I just wrote the lines around the flowers and stuff with a black Sharpie. I just thought it needed just a little bit more stuff on it. And here is some work from some of the customers that have bought the subscription box, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Art Journal, and they turned out so good. I wanted to share them with you guys. And don't forget, we're taking pre-orders right now for the April box on my website. I'll leave the link down below. You're gonna love this box. It's gonna be so much fun.
That looks great. For the left, and then put a thumbs up.